studio today is Emmanuel Babeau, who is the CEO of Schneider Electrics. What are your impressions of the place?
I think I would agree, although I have been present and Schneider has been present over the last 2 to 3 years, even through difficulties. We're super committed to Russia, but I would agree that this year you feel a feeling and a global atmosphere which is better, and a bit more confidence, a bit more trust on what's going to happen in the global economy and in Russia in particular. And you're right, I think that people are in a more positive mood probably than the last 2 years.
Speaking of Russia specifically, what is your strategy towards Russia?
So Russia is a very big country for us. It's actually the 4th country for Schneider Electric. It's our 2nd country in Europe after France. We do everything in Russia. So we have a big manufacturing presence here. We employ globally 12,000 people. We have a research and development team. We have a big commercial activity as well. And we develop all activities of Schneider here in Russia with a full technology setup.
In what way does that give you a competitive advantage?
Well, I think today it is very important to be in each country a local player and to be perceived as such by our partners. So we're very much Russian in Russia. More than 60% of what we sell in Russia today is actually...
Well, Russian businesses now operate in a very complex climate, so to speak, very complex from the standpoint of business, and given the sanctions and a cooling off in the relations between Russia and the West, how does that affect your business?
Well, I would say, frankly, Russia is of course impacted, like many other countries, by the decrease in energy price and I would say globally commodity prices. So that has been impacting the Russian economy, I would say probably more than any sanctions. So I think that the difficulty is to overcome this decrease in energy price. Situation has been recently improving a little bit. But we believe that the roadmap for the country, developing industrial capacity, growing in new businesses, in new activity beyond the traditional strengths of the country is still very much there. And therefore, we continue to look long-term horizon, for the next 5-10 years in the country, not worrying too much of what's happening on the short term.
Okay. And what are you hoping to achieve at this forum?
It's absolutely a unique moment because over 2 to 3 days you have the opportunity to meet all the key decision makers, whether business people, politicians, at the level of the government, at the level of the region. I think it's great to meet, Russia is made of regions, so to go deep in the capillarity of the country. I mean, no other opportunity to have such an efficient setup during 2 days. So for us, it's crucial in the way we are driving our business in Russia.
And final question though, how effective do you think are venues like this?
Well, the fact that you are able to gather all the relevant people in a relatively small place make that incredibly efficient, and I don't think you could achieve the same result without this kind of setup. So I very much hope that it's going to continue in the coming years.
Well, we hope so too, so we wish you the very best of luck. Thank you very much for coming over. It was great talking to you.
See you next year.
Absolutely.